Magnificent afternoon, fantastic evening. This is Carla from the Learn English by Speaking English show, and we are here to speak with you in English. We had some difficulties with Zoom that are fixed now, thank goodness. But because of that, I am a tiny bit late. And if you want to come and talk to us, I am here to talk. Now, I'm going to just go over the rules very quickly. First, one, I don't want to waste a lot of time today. One, if you're a man or a boy, you must come in with your camera. If you don't, we will take you out very, very quickly, because that's one rule that I have for the show that I always want to have going on. Ladies, it's a little different because I know some ladies in Muslim countries are not allowed to come on camera. Number two, remember to keep your mic closed while someone else is speaking. Jeannie and Huang are fine, but anyone else needs to keep their mic closed. Number three, please come dressed appropriately. We really don't want to see your underwear or your physical body. We want to see you dressed in an appropriate shirt or top for your country. And number four, please, please remember to sit up straight. This is a classroom. Now, if there is any reason for you not to be sitting up straight, I will be write it in the chat, but that should be 1 in a million, so to speak, and not everyone should be in that position. Having said that, I'm going to let Jeannie take over, go to Huang, say hello, and we will get this thing started. Hello, Imran, and Jeannie, please, you know I have some things that I need to do.
Sure. So, Dr. Huang, how are you?
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Jeannie, for asking. I'm good. How about you?
I'm great. We have rain happening right now. And if, as you might or might not know, I'm in California and we've been in a drought for many years. And we've had 4 days of rain, so we're happy. And it's normal for us to say, oh, it's raining, but we need it. Because we really do need it here.
Yeah.
So I'm happy that it's raining here.
Yes, raining is really good. You know, when I was in India in 2018, oh my God, that's totally different. It was different. I mean, I was waiting for the rain about more than 1 month. Yeah, it didn't happen in my country. Someday you have hot weather, but after that we will have raining. But in India, no, for more than 1 month.
Yeah,
we didn't have rain.
It's amazing, but the patterns around the world are somewhat similar. The area I live in is considered fertile. There's a lot of agriculture. However, when we don't get rain, it's very difficult to grow all the crops. So yeah, it's been an interesting time to be driving. It seems like people forgot how to drive in the rain, and everybody's trying to get up to the mountains. I'm 3 hours, maybe, yeah, I'm 3 hours from the snow country. And we've had so much snow that everybody who skis wants to be up there right now. But they had to close the major highways because there was like 5 feet of snow that came down. So they're excited that there's snow, but you can't get to it. So
Oh.
yes, last night they finally opened the highways. So I expect really busy traffic today.
Oh my God. Actually, I'm in Vietnam, so I haven't seen snow in my life. Yeah, so here in my country, it's kind of like a tropical climate. So we have strengths about agricultural production, but we don't have snow at all. So, oh, maybe in Sapa, I mean, just very high places, I mean, but very small and short periods of time. We have small snowing, but I never seen it in my life.
Well, it is something that's different. It's very cold. It's very wet. What you could do is put a bunch of ice cubes in an ice crusher and like a snow cone machine, and think about, when you make the snow cone machine, all that shaved ice, that's snow.
Can I make a point, and then I'll continue with the work?
Sure.
People, we are on YouTube and we will be broadcasting from YouTube regularly from now on. I just put the YouTube link in the Speak English Foundation page. Please, if you're watching, share it out and go to, even if you want to make comments, you just want to watch the show, make the comments on YouTube. You will not be able to see or do anything directly on Facebook. So please, please, everyone share it out. This is very new, but it will be what it is going forward for as long as I keep the show alive. And if you want me to keep the show alive, please make a donation to my Patreon page. It is also on the link, and that'll help me be able to pay my bills. Jeannie, back to you ladies.
Okay.
Remember, we want to get to the guys pretty soon.
I want to add one more thing, and that's, if you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe, because the more subscribers we get on YouTube, the more it gets shared out and the more people know that this is a great resource. So that helps us a lot. That helps the big word, the algorithm, the programming for YouTube looks at who's subscribing, and then they will continue to add that to the network. So Dr. Huang, I'm going to move on to a couple of the others at this point, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, please.
However, both you and Huang will be speaking to the others also.
Good, great.
Just so you know.
So Imran, how are you today?
Yeah, Ginny, yeah, I'm doing absolutely amazing. What about you?
I'm doing great. What are you up to today? What have you been doing?
Yeah, just woke up early in the morning around say 7 a.m. and then study about 3 to 4 hours, and after take my shower and having my lunch, and then go to my duty, and then I back to my home around 9 p.m. and uh, 1 hour. In 1 hour, I get ready myself to join this show.
Oh, nice. So what do you do for, you said you duties at work?
Yeah, I work in a shop as a salesman.
Oh, good. What kind of shop?
It's a confectionery shop where you can find some snacks like burger, pizza, sandwich, this type of.
Okay.
Food.
Are the burgers good?
Yes, absolutely. It's tastes so delicious.
Well, that's important. You have to have a good hamburger.
Yes.
I don't think so.
Well, I don't know. Some people don't think so, but you could try the new Oh, it's not going to come to my mind. There's a new vegan burger that they have. They sell it in the grocery store, but they also have it at some of the fast food places. And everybody, I haven't tried it yet, but everybody I know who's tried it said it tastes just like a regular hamburger.
Are you talking about the Beyond Beef burger?
That's it, the Beyond Beef.
That's the one that I like. And I don't know if it tastes like a regular hamburger because I haven't had a regular hamburger in many, many, many years.
Yeah, I haven't tried it yet. But just suffice it to say, as somebody who was once a teenager, I've had thousands and thousands of hamburgers and I love them. I especially love them when my father would barbecue them because he always got them kind of dark and crispy on the outside. In other words, he burned them, but we thought that's the way they should be.
That's so funny.
Well, so Imran, you sounds like you had a busy day. How many
Yes.
classes did you go to today?
Classes, I don't understand.
How many different classes did you have in school today?
Okay, there is no class right now in my, in my
Oh, okay.
university. We are just preparing for our final exam, our, undergraduate
Oh.
final exam right now.
I remember those days. Lots of studying to get ready for the final exams, right?
Yes.
Do you feel confident that you know what you need to know?
Yes, obviously, I'm always confident, and yeah, it's works on me, and it gives me so much, so much power, and I can read a lot, and though I go with busy schedule, but I can do everything with happily. I never feel tired, and always I love to keep more and more.
That's good. Huang, I think it's great that he says he's happy to do all this work and he's very confident, don't you think? I love that you said that how confident you are.
Obviously, right? It's very productive, right?
Well,
And
go ahead.
yes, so I hope my student also they will have that kind of characteristic, whenever asking about, oh, where's your homework, where's your task I have assigned to you, they said, oh, my phone's broken, my home, my house, we don't have electricity, and blah blah, a lot of reasons for like a lame excuses.
Absolutely, and that's what they are, lame excuses.
Except, let me stand up for all the students. I had a puppy when I was in college. He was a Springer Spaniel, and I came home from school one day. I'd been gone a long time, and he chewed up all of my books and literally all the papers that I had in my backpack. I came home, the house was a mess, and I had to redo homework. And literally, I brought in the messed up papers to my teacher before I said my dog ate my homework. I was like, here, just so you know, it's true. My dog ate my homework.
That is hysterical.
Yeah, I think my current puppy, Cassie, would do the same thing. She eats anything that she can get her little paws on.
Actually, I have a cat that does that too. So, and I am sure Brody would do that if he had the opportunity.
Right. So, Imran, is there anything else you want to chat about?
Yeah, I always want to encourage others so that they can, they can improve themselves. Yeah, lots of young generation, they are always, think over and over, but they are not used to do it. So I think I'll ask them to take their first step, and I think it will help them to learn something. So there is a quote like, you don't get what you want, you get what you work for. So you have to work, you have to start, you have and start with a small step, and gradually you will be able to, after a 1 month or 1 year, you can achieve so many things.
That's very wise. That's very wise. I think it was, I want to say Confucius that said the journey of 1,000 miles starts with the first step. So you have to do something, which is what you're saying, but also practice so that you become more confident, like you are, in speaking English or learning from your class, from all your classes, or selling great confectionaries.
Yes, and I love to meet, I love to connect with new people, and I find they're really nice. And yeah, it's now I can realize how important is communication skill is. And I always love to learn something challenging, and always try to push me in danger, so that I can learn something new. And also recently I'm trying to learn how can I be always become positive. If I ask my roommate to try to make your bed, but they refuse me, but then I will do it. I think, and I feel so much happy by doing this, to complete some task.
Very nice, very nice. I'm going to move on to Dom for a little bit, if that's okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously.
Dom, how are you today?
Hello, Carla. Hello, Chinese. Hello, everyone. I'm good today. Yeah. And how about you?
I'm great today.
Yeah.
So what are you up to today? What's going on?
Yeah. Today I wake up around 5:30 a.m. and after that I learn to English, and I clean my floor, and I take a shower before I go to work. Before I go to work, and I go to work around 8 a.m. and I come back home around 6 p.m. and this evening I try to Hương meeting, and now I have try to Carla meeting. Yeah.
Nice. That's a busy day.
Yeah. I love to busy every day. Yeah. I every day when I wake up I write the list for I have to do every day for day. Yeah.
That's a good idea, having a list like that.
Yeah.
Can I change the subject for a moment? Someone's saying, show me how to join. How to join, if you go into the description on YouTube, all that information is there. But easily, to make it very short, make sure you have the Zoom app. Go get it from zoom.us. Come back, and when you'll see on the top of the broadcast on speaking, on all the pages that you may have seen the show, it shows you how. You click on the GiggleFest University link. You register to be on the show. You get a link to join from there, and we will bring you to the show. That's all you need to do. It's GiggleFest, or go directly, if you have Zoom, to gigglefestuniversity.com/go live with Carla. And you'll see a button, join Carla live, and that's all you need to do. Nothing very special, just come. Thank you. We want more people joining, and this is new. And to be honest with you, this is how you will see the show going forward for as long as I'm doing this show. I've been kicked off of Facebook Live one too many times to continue going live on Facebook and then YouTube. Thank you. And remember Patreon, please go and subscribe. If you subscribe to Patreon, we put you in a hat that stays there. We're going to be making drawings once a week on Wednesday, starting January 5th. And that person will get a chance to do a private interview with me online for 30 minutes, which is really $100 and more value. You are getting it for free for becoming one of my monthly patrons of $5 or more. Okay, Jean. Hi, Dom. I'm happy to have you here. I'm busy putting this thing all together, but we're doing it one way or another. It's getting done. Thank you, Dom, and thank you, Imran, for joining us, and of course, Hoang and Jeannie and Shabazz know that I really appreciate them also. Okay, Jeannie, since I don't even know what you were talking about, but I can pop in now. We can't hear you, Jeannie. You muted yourself.
Yes, I
Jeannie
did.
and Hoang, you are never to mute yourselves. Stop doing it. I'm going to come and knock your head off if you
Okay, I want you to come through the internet wires to show me how you're going to do that, but I muted myself because my dogs were making some noise.
Oh, okay.
And I love my puppies, but nobody else needs to hear them bark that way.
Hey, that bad?
No, the people that work on the yards, that do the yard work around my neighborhood were out.
Oh.
So, they're doing what they're supposed to do and letting me know there's somebody strange outside. Even though these people come around quite regularly, my dogs like to tell me, and that's great.
Yeah, and that's their job.
That's what they're supposed to do. But, I mute myself so nobody else has to go through that until I've been working with them. I try to teach them they can bark once or twice, and once I know they need to be quiet. So I actually make this sound, and they kind of pay attention, but they don't stop. So we got halfway there. Halfway.
Okay. Well,
so
are you rewarding them when they at least react to that?
Yes.
Because if you give them a treat, they'll begin to learn to do it.
Well, they get treats and they get lots of good attention. And sometimes I think the good attention where I pick them up and talk to them in their face, that they prefer that sometimes. However, if I have a good treat, they won't.
They're not interested in you at all.
Exactly. They're just like me. If it was chocolate, I would be right there. So
yeah. Well, if you want to send me some chocolate, I'll take it.
Okay.
Okay. Dom, do you like chocolate?
Yes, I love it.
Good. You really should.
Yeah.
Okay, go on. You were talking and I have no idea.
Well, we'll change the subject. So Dom, how important is it to you to practice English with us?
I think I can interactive with you, with everybody here. So I listen to your pronunciation, and I imagine the words in my brain, and I want to talk with you. Okay, and yeah, I think it's and I practice more. I confident and make me relax for speak English. Yeah.
You're doing a great job because I understand every word. And
Yeah.
I know it's not an issue for Imran or for you to speak slower because you're doing a great job with that. So listening to your pronunciation has been very good. I've not had a problem understanding. And that's really why we practice. I just wanted to ask that question and be really specific, because sometimes we expect that once we learn the words, we should be able to speak them. And it's not always the case. You know, I know a lot of words in Spanish, but I have a very difficult time speaking that language. So I practice with my my friend every once in a while. So I'm really pleased that you guys are doing so well and that you come here to practice.
Yeah, I think I think when learn the new things, we have to practice and practice and practice. It's help me improve my skill. Yeah, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question. What do you do for fun?
Yeah, I usually to play volleyball, and sometimes I drink coffee with my friends. Yeah, and I play volleyball. You know, I love the sport. Yeah, and you know this afternoon I play volleyball with my colleagues, and I win two sets. Yeah, and
Oh.
I have um, um, your $0.5 for bonus.
Oh.
Yeah, bonus, and I'm very happy when I have money $1.5. Yeah, it's yeah, I think because I love sports. I want to improve my health, and it's help me relax when I have hard working. Yeah.
You know what? Dom has improved so much. I wish I could just throw him a chocolate right now and he would get it. Virtual chocolates don't do it for me, but Dom, you have come so far and I am so proud of you. And I want you to know that.
Yeah, thank you, Carla. You know, Carla, when the first time I joined the show, I feel nervous. So and when I practice English with you and with people, I feel I confident, and you teach me a lot of things. And yeah, and today when I attend the Google meeting and the people in Colombia, so I speak English is bad, so I told him do not the word when you must to I can speak English, yeah, etc. So you can improve your English, yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Dom, for coming and joining us and doing it regularly. I really, really appreciate it. Did you have any problems when it came? Because I didn't even warn anyone that we were going to YouTube with much advance notice. I did not know. Did you have any issues with it?
Can you repeat the question?
Was it easy for you to make the transition from Facebook to YouTube?
Yes,
I don't.
yes,
Can you help
easy
me?
for you.
Do you want to try
Yes,
explaining it?
Madam. Yeah,
Yeah.
Madam. When finding the link on YouTube and go live there, do you think that's more convenient for you?
Yes, I think it's very easy. Yeah. I just joined your Facebook. To I see.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Because that's very important for me to know that it was easy for you to change from Facebook to YouTube. It wasn't exactly what I wanted to do, but I had no choice. And Ali Jan, all you need to do is look in the description. I can't put it here, but go to Giggle Fest University to get the link for the show. It's gigglefestuniversity.com. And when you get there, you will see two buttons. And one button is Join Carla Live. If you just click on that button, you will get the Zoom link for the show. Very easy. I will wait and see if you can get here, but it's not difficult. Again, maybe Jeannie, you can put it in the comments. You can't write much in the comments, but if you could just put the address of Giggle Fest University link, that would be helpful.
Okay.
Or any of you can put it in the chat. Okay, having said that, Dom, I'm going to mute you because we have a young lady. I think young, I have no idea. We have a lady here, Mariam Iqbal, who I think wants to talk, but she's not putting her camera on. We'll find out about that in a moment. Mariam, can you please unmute, open up your mic?
Yeah. Hello, Carla. How are you?
I am fine. Can you please introduce yourself? Mariam, tell us your name. Tell me your name, please. Mariam, are you there?
Yes, I am here.
Okay, tell me your name, first of all.
My name is Mariam.
Okay, tell me your whole name.
Mariam Iqbal.
Ah, and where do you live, Mariam?
I am living in Pakistan, and
Okay.
the whole. Okay.
What is the name of your city?
Hafizabad.
Say it again and say
Near
it.
to Lahore.
Well, listen. Remember, a conversation is two things. One is speaking, and I know you can
Yes.
speak, but the other part is listening and not speaking when the other person is speaking. What city do you live in? And speak it slowly so we can listen to you and understand you.
Okay. Hafizabad.
Hafizabad? Is that what you said? Mariam, say the name
Yes.
of your city very, very slowly.
Okay. Carla,
What?
don't understand you. There's some signal issues I am facing at this time.
We may not be able to talk. What name is it? What are you in Islamabad? Are you in Karachi? Where are
No,
you?
I am not. I am not in Karachi. I am living in Hafizabad, which is near to Lahore.
Oh, okay. Is it a small city?
Yes, it is small city.
Is it like a village?
No, it is not village. It is city.
Okay. And what do you do in your city?
I am doing studies nowadays.
Okay. How old are you, if you don't mind my asking? Mariam,
What you
are
say?
you,
Yeah.
Mariam, are you 20 years old or younger?
No, I am 22.
Okay, so you need to come to this show. Mariam, are you allowed to put your camera on? Mariam, are
Yes.
you allowed to put your camera on?
No, I am not allowing to put on my
Okay.
camera.
Okay, that's fine. What are you studying?
I am studying BS Mathematics.
Ah, you like mathematics. Why do you like math?
Um, I don't like math, but it is too easy to solve it. That's why I choose this to learn.
Do you want to become a math teacher?
No, I don't want to become a teacher. I want to become an officer. I want to prepare CSS exams after this degree complete. When this degree complete, and then I want to become an officer like DCO.
Like what? Say that again, please.
DCO.
DCO?
This year.
Yes.
Okay, what kind of officer? Are you talking you want to go into the army?
No, not in army. Um, uh, it is like
Where
I
do
don't. Yeah.
you want to work for the police?
No, I am not working in police. I am still studying.
You're not listening, and I will say it again. What kind of officer do you want to be? A police officer?
Not a police officer. It is a type of competitive exam like CSS.
Could you
Um,
help me, Jean?
Are
Because
you talking about like computer programming, Miriam? You said CSS, and that makes me think of computer programming.
I can't listen to you.
you know what, Marion, we're going to need to move on because you cannot hear us and we cannot hear you very well. So I'm going to move on and ask you to come back on Monday and maybe you will have a better connection. Did you hear me, Mariam?
Yes, I can hear you very well.
Okay, did you hear what I just said to you?
Yes, I did hear. You said me come again on Monday.
Right, because your connection is very poor and it is very hard to understand you and for you to understand us. So I'm going to move on to Samina Taki, who I think I probably know something about you. Can you open up your mic, Samina? Hi. Samina, hello. Can you please tell us your name? No, take that off. That's the problem. Take off your earbuds. Disconnect your phone. That's the problem. Now say hello.
Unmute.
Can you hear me?
Unmute.
You are on. No, you need to unmute. It's unmute on the left-hand side. There's a button that says unmute your screen. Talk. I think we heard you.
Hi, Samina, can you hear us?
She can. She hasn't unmuted herself.
Uh, The mute came off, so
Samina, can you hear us? Hi. Say hello, Samina.
Samina.
We can't hear you. Can you hear us?
No response.
Do you want to try, Jean?
first I'm going to put something in the chat for her. Hi, Samina.
It's going to be hard for her to read the chat because she's on a phone.
Ah,
So it makes it more confusing for her for the chat, to use the chat.
okay. Samina, you need to go to the microphone on the left and make sure that
It's
um,
different.
yeah,
She is unmuted, but
she
it's
is,
different.
she is unmuted. But she may not have changed it. She may still be on the headset. I can't tell, but she's talking and we're not hearing anything. So it may be that the sound needs to be adjusted.
She may need to do that. Samina, can you hear us? Go.
She replied, no. She replied on the chat.
Okay. So, okay. I'm going to ask her to go out and come back in, Carla, and then connect audio and reconnect the audio.
Samina, but she's not going to be able to read the chat unless she's used.
She can, she can.
She may not know how. That's the issue. Okay, hopefully she'll come back.
Yeah, because I want to ask her about
she's
that
still
cute little
asleep.
child.
No, she is still here and she turned off her camera
Yeah.
and she is unmuted.
Yeah, I'm thinking that she may be connected to the headset and it's not connecting.
I don't think she is. Samina, Can you hear us? Yes or no? Disconnect your from your ears and from your phone. Disconnect from your phone, Samina. Samina, do me a favor. Say nod yes or no.
She just got my message about disconnecting and coming back in.
She doesn't need to leave though in order for that to work.
She may not have, Carla, at the very beginning where it says connect to audio, as you're coming in.
True.
If she didn't click that, then it's going to be difficult to change it. So she should be back.
That's true.
But this is why we practice. This is why we practice. 2 years ago, all of us would have been caught off guard and not know what to do, but we've become experts at Zoom. We've changed our way of living. As I was talking to a friend of mine who works for a big corporation, and we were laughing because 3 years ago, or longer than 3 years ago, before the pandemic, they said remote work would be very difficult. And we've survived we're starting our 3rd year of a lot of our remote work and a lot of changing how we do things. We no longer can say, this is how we do it. Now we say, how do you want to do it?
Right.
True.
And Ginny, my participant as well, they blame on me that, oh, you as a host, you mute me, you don't allow me to talk, but I didn't do that. Actually, I haven't done that. So just tell them, please leave the meeting and rejoin again. So everything will be done. Yep.
Yeah, there is some magic you can do as the host, but that's not one of the things that we do regularly. Although, and sometimes in my Toastmasters meetings, I do kind of wish I could, but that's another story. That's just keeping the meeting moving along. So, Dr. Huang, do you do most of your teaching online now?
Yes, now all of my classes are online, and we are using Microsoft Teams. We don't use Zoom, but for my meetings to talk with international friends, we are using Zoom application as well. Yes.
Yeah, there's many because Google has one now too. I use Google Meet for some meetings. I use Microsoft Teams for others. We're getting good at it. Talk about practice. Dom, at work, do they use Zoom or do you have meetings over the computer like this?
No, I just meeting with my boss or the coworker in the far my office. So I use Zoom, yeah, and I work in by computer. I am control of application for my work. Yeah, I don't use Zoom or meeting. And
yeah, I would imagine you have to be on site working with all the equipment, but yeah, I could see getting used to working with all the equipment, but to have a meeting with all your bosses, sometimes maybe Zoom might come in handy. I used to work with people in China and in England, so it was like both sides of the globe, and we did it over video conferencing before we had all these tools where it took 5 to 10 minutes just to set up the phone call. But this is so much easier. You sit down, click on a button, and we're talking around the world now. It's amazing.
Yeah. And Cindy, I have a question for you. And how can I improve my English? Yeah,
How can you improve your English?
yeah, as well. Yeah,
I think you've got the first step down, and that's finding a place like this, learn English by speaking English. Speaking it is really good because as I understand it from others, learning the written word was easier than speaking it because you can spend time with the book and kind of figure out what the words mean. But learning by speaking it is clearly important. When Dr. Huang speaks, I have no issue understanding her because she's been doing such great work practicing and speaking. I have friends from South America who don't speak English very often, and so I have to ask them to repeat themselves. And I'm trying to get them to come to this class, regularly because practice is important. Other things you can do, you can expand your vocabulary by reading books, watching some movies. Okay, pick the right movies. They don't all have to be shoot 'em up movies with Arnold Schwarzenegger, but movies where there's a lot of dialogue so you can see how people are communicating. And the great thing about movies is there's a writer who put those words on paper. So you know that there's a reason. They might be grammatically incorrect because when you speak casually, I'm going to use a big word, colloquially. I'm not sure if you guys have heard that word, but that's kind of casual, not planned. When I see my neighbor and we just speak, I say, hi, how are you? What are you doing? How can I help you? That kind of thing. That's called colloquial, or, I can't think of a word that's shorter. It's casual. It's not really planned. So a lot of times when you're listening to a movie, it's been put into a script and they try to write the dialogue as if it were happening in the real world. Unless, of course, you're watching Star Wars or Star Trek. That's a fantasy world. But you want to listen to how people speak to each other and listen to the words and understand what the words mean. And the more you're immersed in it, the easier it will be for you to step out and use different words. I have several friends and colleagues that have a word of the day calendar. So they have like a pad. I don't have a pad here, but they have like a pad like this, and it would say a new word and have the definition and then put the date. So every time they take the date changes, they learn a new word. And that's fun, but oftentimes those words are used incorrectly. So then those of us that speak English natively, we hear it and it's not used right. We kind of look at them like, what? But I appreciate that they're trying to work that new word into their dialogue, into their conversation. So finding something like, how to expand the words that is good. Practicing is excellent, like you're doing here. And immersing or really getting into the language by watching movies, listening to other people speak. You've got the headset, so you could get a podcast and listen to people speak. And believe me, over here in America, we've got a lot of different podcasts about a lot of different subjects. So if you want to jump in and learn something, I'm sure we could find you a podcast for that. And then practicing on your friends, seeing if your friends that understand what you're saying. I was in Tokyo, Japan years ago, and I was walking with a friend of mine. We were going to a temple to do some sightseeing and a group of girls all in the same uniform. They must have been 9 or 10 years old. There was probably, I would say probably 10 or 11 of them. They all ran to me. For a moment, I thought I was a rock star, the way they were running to me. And they could tell that I wasn't Japanese. I don't know how, maybe because I'm taller than everybody there, but they knew I was from another country. And the bravest little girl held up a piece of paper and she said, "We have an assignment to speak English. Will you speak English to me?" And it was a wonderful moment, because my friend needed to be a little patient with me. I was like, let's give him a few minutes. And we spoke a little bit with these little girls because they wanted to learn so badly, and that was their homework assignment. So I use that as an example of, you know, how excited people can get when they want to practice, but it's not always easy to practice. You know, if you're talking to somebody else who's trying to learn English, it's going to be difficult, but it's great for both of you to do that because it's practice. Coming on a show like this and telling me what you do during your day, you know, now I remember that you had a hard time saying the word television because of pronunciation, and Carla worked patiently with you to get you to be able to say that. It's important because you work in television, so it would be really hard for you if people didn't understand what you were saying, right? But your language pronunciation is completely different than my language pronunciation. So unless somebody with my background says, that's not really how you say it, let me work with you on that, you would never know. So I commend you for trying. Does that help?
Yeah, thank you, Jenny. Yeah. I usually to listen to, I think I search the app, okay, real life for listening English, real life application. Yeah, I feel listening English, and I usually read the news from science. Yeah, and science, and I practice English with Danny. Yeah, Danny is and I make a friend with other people. I have just make a friend with he's come from Philippines. Yeah, he's a student and he's a lot of free time, so he's chats with me usually and practice English with me. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I had a teacher when I was a child. I had a teacher from the Philippines, and she told me, I'll never forget this. She told me that the only exposure she had to America before she moved here was through the movies. And it was Rock Hudson and Doris Day movies. So she thought that everybody in America was really rich because of those movies. And I thought that was one of the funniest things I'd ever heard. But it's true. If that's all you see is the movies, you don't know that there's the rest of the world.
Yeah. Yes, I agree. Yeah, that's it. Only film.
However, watching the movies helps you learn the language. That's always good. I like to watch some of the Arnold Schwarzenegger movies. I don't know if you know who he is, but he was governor of my state for a while. He was Mr. Universe in the 70s or 80s, and he's a big movie star. So he's best known for one of his movies where he says, "I'll be back." And he's from Austria, so he always has an interesting accent when he speaks. but I have to listen carefully when I hear him speaking, because sometimes I can't make out the words. So I have to, it changes how I listen when he's speaking. And that's another thing to do when you're learning to speak, is to practice listening.
Yeah.
Because if we don't really work on listening, we don't know what the other person truly is saying. We spend too much time trying to figure out what to say next. So one of the things that you guys have, because you're learning English, that somebody like me doesn't have, because I speak it all the time, is you are concentrating on hearing us and hearing what the other person is saying so that you can figure it out. So you listen better than when I'm speaking to somebody, because I want to jump in and say something. So I have to train myself to slow down, to take a deep breath, and to let the person finish before I jump in. But that's a important skill in speaking any language.
And
Imran.
that's true.
Mhm.
And that's true of everyone. I just found out what's going on with Samina. She is having a poor network. And Mariam, I hope you can hear me say this. Yes, you are capable of coming, but if your internet is poor, I may not be able to speak to you. So hopefully the next time you come, which could be on Monday, you will have a better internet connectivity than you have today. And that goes for
Okay.
anyone. When you come, if we cannot hear you, we may need to get off quickly to talk to someone we can hear. But you can always come back and try again, because we know that there are days when the internet is poor where you are, or very slow, and you cannot hear us. And going back to Samina, I know who she was, although I had never met her. She had very slow internet, and that was the problem that she was dealing with.
Okay.
And she just told me. Having said that, believe it or not, Jean, you were supposed to leave at 9 a.m.
Yes.
And it's way past 9 a.m.
I guess that's what happens when you're having fun.
Well, I'm glad you're having fun. If you can stay for us to sign off, which we are about to do now, I would appreciate it. But if you need to get off beforehand, that's okay.
No, we'll do the sign off.
Okay, thank you. Having said that, guys, I want to remind you, from now on, you will find this show on GiggleFest University, my YouTube channel. It will be posted, and the link will be shared on Facebook during the show, hopefully as much as I possibly can do, so I don't overwork the people coming to help me. And I want to remind you that subscribing to our Patreon page and making a monthly donation will help us in so very, very, very much on keeping this show going and keeping it on air. A $5 donation gives you the ability to win a 30-minute live conversation with me on Facebook, where you get to practice English, and you will be doing most of the talking, or I'm going to do the most to make you do the most of the talking. Now, and Halong knows what it's like, because she did it for a whole month and paid for it. Did you enjoy it, Halong, when you did it?
Yes, for sure. I enjoy it a lot, and I loved the session as well.
Great,
Thank you so much, Carla.
great. So please, and your one-time donation for the whole year puts you in the hat for every time we do a drawing. So it's not a bad thing to do it now, because you'll have the next few months where you can possibly win that half-hour conversation. Am I forgetting anything, Jeannie, before I sign off and we wave goodbye?
Just a
Oh,
reminder,
subscribe and like and comment on YouTube. Do you want to take that one over, Jean? Because you're really good at that one.
well, that's what I was going to remind you. You know, we are at Giggle Fest University on YouTube, and all of the shows are there. The Learn English by Speaking English, the Mindful Show, and all of Carla's interviews. So if you are of a mind, please subscribe. That helps us build the network so more people are exposed through the YouTube networking algorithm. And we would appreciate if you could comment, like, and share from the YouTube page. And you can also do the same, commenting, liking, and sharing from the Facebook page as well. But what we're trying to do is grow the network, to get more people to be able to use this very useful tool to help them learn to speak English more confidently. And Mindfloor is about exploring various concepts that we speak about all the time, and that's more of a panel discussion. And Carla has some really interesting interviews with some deep thinkers. So it's another way, Dom and Imran, for you to expand, is to listen to some of those interviews. And you could do that just by listening to the audio. If you want to do it while you're, walking your dogs, if you will. And that's when I listen to podcasts, when I'm walking my dogs. It helps keep me moving quickly. It's that or music. And if I'm listening to music while I'm walking my dogs, I'm actually doing the beat like this, and people look at me funny.
But we do that anyway.
Look at me funny?
Yeah, I didn't want to admit to it, but
one of the things that we know about our dear Carla is she makes us want to laugh more. Hence the name of the page and the website, Giggle Fest. So
I also work, it's been a little difficult recently on the show because I have to get so many things in place. But I do teach people to laugh and smile more. And I think Jeannie knows that I do laugh quite a bit, or don't I? I don't know. Past few months have been very interesting. Having said that, let's wave goodbye. I will be back for the kids on Sunday at 9 p.m. Pakistan time and 11 a.m. New York time. And this will be the first show of the new year in 2022 on Sunday, this coming Sunday. I just realized that as I was saying this. So can we wave goodbye?
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Have a good day.